Hello, good morning. Hi, friends. Today we are going to be doing a little bit of drawing in the sketchbook. We're going to finish this spread that we started yesterday, and we'll get a little bit of drawing time in today. I know that sometimes finding time to do this is a little bit challenging. So today the plan is to try to finish this. So yesterday, if you joined me yesterday, we started a little sketchbook spread, and I kind of walked through how I started it, just kind of planned where I wanted things to go. The topic was kind of like summer bucket list, things that we want to do in the summer, things that I want to do in the summer. We also had some technical issues, so we had a shorter than expected drawing session, so I didn't get to draw as long as I had intended, but today we'll get to finish this. So if you are new here or you are not a patron, my name is Erica. I am an artist and educator, and on summer break from my day job as a high school art teacher, I like to try to give myself a little bit of structure and coax myself into some sort of a practice by designating this time for something that I've been calling creative mornings. And it's just a time, about an hour, to draw in my sketchbook. I can draw anything. I can draw from imagination. I can draw from references. I tend to prefer reference images. That's just what's easier for me, and I feel like in my experience, like more successful for me. But I do draw from memory sometimes when I don't have images to draw from, and those tend to be a little more weird. So I prefer to lean on reference images. So I have some references today that I'm going to share with you, and you'll see them on the screen like you see right now. There's one picture up there, and I kind of changed these out based on the theme for the drawing session. And since this theme for this sketchbook spread was summer bucket list, or I would like to call it my summer personal curriculum, the things I want to practice, study, work on, focus on, whatever. These are the pictures that I pulled. So if you are doing a brand new sketchbook spread, you're starting with your own, and you have different goals for yourself over the next couple of months. This could just be like, a 2-month, project. Then you should put images in here that represent what you want to do. But if you just want to practice drawing and you don't want to have to go look for pictures and things like that, feel free to draw from the images that I've chosen. And you can kind of use this as a way to just kind of practice your composition and your layout. I always encourage you to pick what you want from these images and leave behind whatever you don't want. So feel free to be selective about what you include from the images. And in case you'd like to see these images a little bit bigger, they're all posted on my Patreon, which is linked in the description, and which I'm pretty sure most of you guys came from. So if you are coming from my Patreon, check out yesterday's post, because I posted all the pictures. I posted a little bit of info about how I started this, and that way you can start your own in a way that works for you. So today, again, we're going to be drawing. We have about an hour to draw, and we're going to stop at 11. So you got other things to do, go for it. Do those things. We just want to make sure, or I just want to make sure I get a little bit of time in my sketchbook every day if I can. Okay, so let's get cracking. I have wised up from yesterday, and I put all my pictures onto my iPad. So I have my iPad right next to me, and this has my reference images so I can see them a little closer. But if you're looking up here at the top left of your screen, I don't know if it's left or right for you, but for me it's left. You're going to see an image up there, which is the image that represents my art history kind of curriculum for the summer. I am actually a student, so I'm taking an art history class right now, so I'm calling that part of my personal curriculum because I'm studying art history. So for this idea, I chose this image of a museum visitor looking at art, and I felt like that would be kind of appropriate because just kind of represents that I'm looking at art, right? I also chose a yogi, doing some yoga, because I'm trying to build a daily yoga practice, and that is going to represent that for me. I also wanted something that felt kind of summery and like, the things that maybe we don't always get to do during the regular school year when, there's so much going on. And so I put this picture of a raspa or snow cone shaved ice, right? That I want to have more of in the summer. I also want to sleep in a little bit more. I'm definitely a morning person, and I know that's quite annoying for a lot of people because I just wake up with like ready to go. But in the summers, I want to sleep in a little bit, so it might not be that much, but I do like kind of think that, I get a little bit more time to stay up a little bit later and sleep in a little bit. So I put this little clock there to kind of represent, snoozing the alarm a little bit. And also I want to try to get into a more like, what's the word I'm looking? Consistent, like walking and maybe jogging practice. So I put a shoe here to represent that. So I have all these pictures that I drew from on Patreon, and I'm going to use those. They'll pop up also on the screen, and you can draw from them as well. So yesterday I chose a color palette, and these are the colors I'm working with. I'm going to stick with these colors for the rest of this spread. I did swatch them out right here after our session yesterday, so you can see the colors that we're using. And in case you need a little refresher, these are the markers I'm using. I recently bought these, and they had a buy one get one free deal on that awful website that we all shop from but really don't want to. These are the markers I got free, which are wild. They're huge. I wanted to show you because I don't know all the names for the Ohuhu markers, but these are super cool. I think they're super cool because I like the idea of having a big chunky marker that I can make like signs or posters with. And then they're refillable, which is, I think, the game changer. So these were free, and these are the ones I bought. And so I've been using these, and I really like them quite a bit, but use whatever you like. If you have a different marker, you want to just sketch in pencil, by all means, do what works for you, do what you like. Did you use the Artex? I've never used the Artex canner. I have seen them, but the other ones that I've used have been the what's that brand? Shuttle. I've used the Shuttle ones, the Ohuhu, the Posca, which were the ones I originally started working with when I started my sketchbook practice back in 2019 or 18-19, something like that. I was using Poscas. Then I moved over to the Tombow water-based markers. I used that for a really, really long time. Came back to Poscas every now and then. But I don't think I've tried the Artex. I've tried the Karen ones. I don't know. What do you think about them? Do you like them? I'm really kind of, we talked about this yesterday a little bit, like it's kind of amazing how many different affordable acrylic markers you can find now. They're used to, I feel like they're used to only be Posca, or like I felt like I could only find Posca, and they were so expensive, and now you can buy them. They're really affordable. They're good quality. I don't know. My whole thing with the cheaper markers that I've used, like the Shuttle, and maybe that's going to happen with Ohuhu, but I haven't experienced it yet, is that in my experience, the only downside has been that they kind of run out faster, especially the Shuttle. Like there's just not enough material in there, I noticed that the pens, like I don't know the last time I ran out of a pen, and I definitely ran out of ink in the pens, You were going to say bucket list. You could not write on your iPad, so you had to jump on your computer. Yes, I gotcha. Hi, Emily. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so I kind of sketched everything out, and I used this light blue marker. One of the things I did mention yesterday is that when I choose colors, I was trying to pick some colors that were a little bit unusual. Like I feel like I have colors that I always lean on. They're usually pink, and so I was trying to do something different. We'll see how it looks at the end, but I do feel like what do we call this? Like a limited color palette really helps to unify my work. You have Shuttle art and was wondering how opaque they were. Okay, so you have the Shuttle art ones and you're wondering how opaque they are. Okay, These are pretty nice. I do like these. These are ending up being my favorite one so far. Hi, Sarah. Good morning. Um, yeah, I saw that deal yesterday, Emily. It was still on there. It was the free chunky markers, and you buy this. It had to be the 72 pack. So I know that one of my other friends online said that they had gotten a different kind of marker. So I don't know if you can pick a different model. Like this is the one that I chose, and this is the one that had the deal. So it only comes with one tip. But you get this like visible ink reservoir, which is nice. And they do say to shake them before you use, but like I don't always do that. And they run, like they don't need a lot of priming or anything like that. Oh, okay, I got you. You're deciding what to replace them with. Yeah, the deal is still there. Okay, awesome, Sarah. Did you get it too? I don't know if you had gotten it, but I just was like, wow, buy one, get one free. And it wasn't like something little. Like I think these were like $20. So this is what I've got. You've only seen the chunky. Yeah, I've only seen the chunky ones as the bonus item too. I haven't seen anything else. But I mean, I'm really glad that I got them. I like having a big marker. I thought I could use them for like windows or something. Like I thought I could use them like if I wanted to write on a window, or I like to make signs or like banners. I could use it for that. Use Just Art. Oh, we've been talking about the Just Art quite a bit, Emily, and everybody likes them. I think that they are really great, and they look just like, I mean, they're kind of this style, right? They kind of look like a pen, and they have a brush tip. And we were talking about how great like those are, and how they look just like the Karen markers, and possibly they are them, right? They just kind of like brand them differently and change the price point. So we had a lot of discussion about that, and I'd be really curious to know how you like yours, Emily. Like, do they last long? How long have you been using them? I'm curious. And where did you get them? Where do they sell the Just Art? Are those also on Amazon? Okay, I'm gonna just open up my pictures here. I think yesterday when we left off, I was working on this little clock. So I'll put that picture up right here. Let me find it. I'm not sure where it is. That's not it. I think it's this one. There we go. Okay, so there's a little clock that I'm going to be drawing. So I'll put that one up while I'm working. Hi, good morning, Araceli. How are you? Let's see. You haven't yet, but you've just been looking at them. Okay, I'm very curious to know. I especially want like some info about the Just Art, because I like the way they look, and I feel like they look like they're, you know, kind of the same as the Karen ones, and I think the Karen ones are kind of pricey. So I'd be really curious to know like how they compare. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just start a little bit of work on this. I started it yesterday, but didn't get too far because then like the time really snuck up on me, and I was trying to make sure that we finished at 11. So I just was like, all right, bye. And we had to kind of end. But today we'll do as much as we can. My goal is to try to finish this today. And yesterday I didn't have my pictures on my device, so it was really hard for me to see them. Like I'm looking at my screen and it's like really far away, and I just couldn't see the details. And now I'm seeing that there's like more like a little dotted. It looks different than what I sketched yesterday. You're a little tired. How is the new job going? I'm doing well. Thank you, Araceli. I don't know. We haven't talked in a while. Araceli and I are like friends in real life. And we would go to Pilates together. I was going to tell you how I found a new yoga studio, and I really, really like it. In case you want to join me. I don't do Pilates anymore. I'm not going to the Pilates place anymore, but I really loved the Pilates studio that we went to. So I'm going to put a time on this clock because I want it to represent me sleeping in. So I'm putting 7 a.m., which is a little bit, you know, like a sleep in for me. I mean, it is. The other day I did wake up at like 11, which was wild for me. That's so like out of my character. So it was kind of wild. Now, I personally love to include like some sort of like text element, and I like text that is hand drawn, but also that looks like it is what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's not, you know, just like my handwriting. It's like a font, you know, just because it looks like a little more, I like to see something that looks like it's very like precise, but then drawn by hand. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I'm gonna put this in here and I'm gonna just let it be kind of wonky. Let me see. Where do I find the deal on the main website? It's on, actually, Emily, it's on Amazon. I think I put the link to that particular object or item on my Patreon. I'm not sure if you, let me see if I can put that on there. If you have that link, or if you are able to find that, but let me see if I can drop that link in there for you, because that one has the exact item that I found the deal on. So let me see if I can grab that for you. I've never dropped a link in the middle of a live stream, so I'm not sure. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Let me see if I can put it in there for you. Here is the link to the Patreon post where I have the pictures, so in case you need those images, and also where the link is. If you scroll down to the bottom, you're going to see the information about the materials that I was using, and that's where I posted it. So if you're looking for it, it's there. Of course, like you can use whatever you like, right? And so I always just kind of encourage everyone, myself included, to, oh, I was supposed to make that like shorter, but oh well, to you know, use what you have and enjoy the materials that you have. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I wanted that deal, but did I need more markers? No, I have so many markers, unnecessary, but you know what, it is what it is. So I have a tendency to really love an outline, so I've been trying to not do as much outlines just because I wanted to see how the images can kind of like stand on their own, but I definitely love an outline, so you'll see I'm just kind of putting it in there. And I like my outlines often to be like navy blue. I use, my favorite outlining color is the Prismacolor, what is it? It's our favorite, indigo blue. So this kind of works for that purpose. And I've been using this lighter blue just to kind of add some text, because again, I really like text. I'm gonna put here, snooze. I also really like to combine like fonts when I put my text in, if I can. These brush tip markers do make it a little hard for me to, you know, make anything really small, but I don't think it's a problem. So I had put in this block here for possibly something else that would be kind of like, I'm thinking something like outdoorsy, like maybe a little landscape back there. So I'm gonna leave that there. I don't have a reference image for that. Yeah, let us know if it's still there, Emily, because I'm curious. I did see it yesterday. I'm so glad to hear that, Araceli. Got lots of stuff going on. You have stuff on the agenda this summer. Okay, I'm gonna move over to the shoe. Let's see, is this a shoe? There it is. And with that one, I'll be able to work a little bit on this one. And you can, I really love this one right here in particular because it combined a lot of the colors that I had there. I need to bring some of this yellow into this side. I always try to think about it as like balance. So I'll definitely put some yellow maybe like on the frames here. But I want to make sure that I'm kind of like balancing the colors here. You like the Just Art Yes, exact. I was gonna say something about that. Like these colors, I will say, these colors right here, they're not like always very precise. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would love to know what your review is on that because I like the Just Art and I've been thinking about, I think it'd be good to just have them and try them, especially as a high school art teacher. Like, I do think like I want to be able to recommend to my students like more like affordable products and like have some options for them. So I think it would be good. I mean, I'm just going to say it's research. It's research, I'm just having to make sure that I research all the different products so that we can have options. I don't remember if that was supposed to be like that, but okay. So shoes are just so hard to draw, and I'm just going to try my very best. It's the laces that always like, ugh. They're not, I mean, they are challenging, but more importantly, they are tedious. It's just like my attention span is like not made for that. Let me see if I can make the lashes. The lashes. Those are not lashes. Those are laces, and I'm going to try to put them in a different color. And the great thing about these markers is that you could just stack them up. So instead of having to like draw carefully between, I can just, lay them on top of each other. And I think that's going to be so much faster and so much easier. Let me see what I can do. Right there. That kind of lays them out for me. It's research. Yes, exactly. I'm doing a 2-day women's retreat. Oh, really, Emily? That sounds awesome. Tell me more about your women's retreat. I'm always, I feel like I was saying that like yesterday. I'm always trying to like heal my inner child and give myself, like summer camp basically. And I want like things like that to do. I mean, I was just thinking about how we were talking about how I wanted to do this yoga trip that is in Wyoming. It's at like, I think it's in Yosemite. And you just kind of like camp out, like primitive camping, I guess, like in a tent camping, and do yoga. And I was like, I just love that idea. So a women's retreat, I love that. Let's see. Your kids are still sleeping. Oh, that's so nice, right? I always go like, I love the morning when they're, my daughter is old now, but so I don't really have to wake her up. But like, I love that time when she was asleep and I could just be doing my thing. Okay, let's see. I'm sorry. I'm just checking the chat. Really reasonably priced. The women's retreat sounds, I know, it does sound so great. I'm curious, what are you all doing in the women's retreat? Are you just like, kayaking specifically is like specifically for that? I'm gonna add some of this yellow in here because I feel like it will help tie that color together. I feel like it would be so fun to do like an art retreat. And it would be cool if it also included stuff like that, like, outdoorsy, campy things. I'm here for that. Okay. Let's make the laces. I'm going to make them a different color. Just, wait, maybe not, because I forgot I used this one. It's in July and you're so excited in a while. Plus you'll be away from the kiddos and hubby. Yes, you need that, right? We need those things. We need the little break from the responsibilities and the duties. And it's good to like reconnect with yourself, and it helps you to be a better mom and a better wife. I'm assuming, I'm not a wife, but I'm assuming a better person for the people that you love, So I support that 100%, and it's so awesome that your husband also is like, supportive of that, because sometimes it can be really hard, I think, for moms to find that time and like be, kind of, I feel like it's kind of like it shouldn't be, but it's kind of like a gift, to give that time to somebody. And sometimes people don't think like it's important, but I'm like that's like my whole vibe. I feel like I would say like I just need like self-care, and I need time to do things that are interesting to me, and that help me kind of explore myself. And I think that's really crucial. One of the things that I really want to do, I'm curious, like what is on your all's bucket list? Your life bucket list, something, maybe one thing that you think you want to do someday, you've always wanted to do. One of the ones that I would really like to do, that I've talked about with my daughter, is like I really want to do the Camino de Santiago, which is in Spain and France, and you kind of like walk and stay at these little like inns, and you walk from like Spain to, or like France to Spain, or like it's like a certain amount of miles, I don't know how many, or kilometers or whatever they use, but that I feel like would be so cool. That's on my bucket list someday. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna put like all the details of this sneaker because there's just so many, but I will try to make it look sneakery if I can. Let's see, I know I wrote a list of what I want to draw. Yes, I think that's so great, right? Because maybe like, I don't know, maybe we're manifesting it. I don't know. Who knows? We're kind of like remembering or recalling like all the things that we want. And I feel like once you get to be like, we're grown-ups and we can kind of, indulge our interests as we get older, and we have that, flexibility. I mean, I recognize that I'm like in a state right now that not everybody is in. I mean, my daughter is in college, so I don't really have to worry about like, all the things that she needs anymore. She's pretty self-sufficient. So I don't have to like, have as many caretaking duties as I did, when she was younger. But I do think like, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here now. I'm glad I'm here to enjoy it. Okay, let's see. I'm going to do a running. Maybe, I don't know if I can fit running, so I might just write run. Yeah. I'm going to stop there because I don't know if it'll fit. Okay. So that little sneaker, and then I'm going to do something here with this. Nope, not that one. Let's find that little museum image. Here it is. Okay, and the museum image is, there's a lot of stuff happening in that picture, and it's a little bit small for me. Let me find it here. Okay, so I'm just going to focus on, and I really want to put some of that yellow in. I'm going to try to remember that. I love that this figure is very simple to draw. Yay. And I'm just going to end it, like, I'm going to just end it here on at the edge of this line here. I'm going to make up a perimeter there. Oh, that's awesome, Canner. Imagine like that. I just can't imagine how. I hear that there's something kind of similar in like Vermont that you can do where you kind of just walk through the countryside. Maybe I should start there. Yeah, give your brain a reset. Yes, thinking about only yourself. I know. And it doesn't seem like much. And I think sometimes like, I have to remind my daughter, like, mental labor is definitely a thing. Like even just having to remember someone else's schedule and like keep those things straight, like that's still work, And I know sometimes it gets like, it's not seen as important or like that, you know, big of a deal, but it is, you know. Um, your son read a book about the Camino. Yes, I think I should read it too because I'd like to know what somebody's experience is like. It just seems like, oh, no big deal. I could do that, right? But, you know, I think it's not. I don't think it's that simple. All right, I'm going to bring some of these colors in because this is like one of the last images I'm doing, and I really like it's on this right side. I do have this one left, right? So I have that other opportunity, but I want to really take this opportunity to think about how this is going to work with everything else. And so one of the things I try to do when I'm reaching the end is like unify my colors. So I definitely want to bring in this yellow. I'm keeping that in mind. So I'm going to use the yellow, and I have 3, you know, in the family kind of. I don't know if that's considered yellow, but I usually like to start with the lightest ones, and then I'll kind of build up the value as I go. Put a little bright yellow there. Don't necessarily need to put all the colors together, but want to find a place for them. So like here's the darker yellow. Doesn't even look that much different, but we'll find a place here. So I kind of like picked just a few shapes out, and I'm not going to include all of the stuff, but I do have some, like I do think I'm going to put that portrait in here just so it looks like I'm kind of looking at art. I love that these markers give you that like flexibility to kind of like go over the parts that maybe are not quite right yet. So I can just kind of continue drawing on top of those areas that are like weird or I didn't kind of get the shape right. And I love that about them. That makes things very flexible. So you don't have to worry about like mistakes. So I feel like I can be a little bit more like fearless with the sketching. Like I don't need to have a pencil sketch because I know that I can go over it if I need to. Just gonna slightly indicate that this is a human figure. I'm not gonna try to make this look just like anything in particular. Just kind of indicate it. It's gonna be like a little illustration. Nothing too precise. And I'm going to change it a little just to incorporate some of that other color. Bring some of this into the background, even though that's not how it looks. Okay. And then I don't really love the way the frame looks. I think I'm going to just make it all that golden color. And I'll put maybe like here. There's another figure there. I think I'll draw maybe him right here. Try to tie in some of those additional colors. Some hair on him. Make the hair blue. I always like to use my dark blue as a dark, whether it makes sense or not. Like I'll use it for like hair. I can use it for shadows. I do think I can probably use a little bit of this here too. here, maybe this one. I didn't want to use this one because it's so similar to the little bandana I put on there, but I can change that if I need to. Well, thank you. I like this kind of like drawing because it feels very like loose, feels very like playful. It's not too serious, which is a good thing, I think. And it gives you kind of like just an opportunity to kind of play. Let me see. I'm just gonna put these little ledges in, or like the little shadows right there. Maybe incorporate shadow on this side. I just want them to feel a little bit like they're, you know, dimensional in some way. There we go. Do a little bit. You can use this also right here. I'm gonna make like, maybe I should put like a landscape because that would help us to kind of feel like it's like artworks. Now, something that I didn't really do in this spread, but that you can do and you should like maybe think about doing, is like also combining like the colors by stacking them on top of each other. You could do that if you want to like make it look kind of like a hint of green. You can put the yellow on top of some blue and it can create a sort of like greenish color, which is helpful and gives you a little bit more possibilities with a very limited palette. So it's something to think about. Let's put one more thing here. Which one of those will I draw? I'm going to draw that one that is kind of vague, but it's kind of perfect because it just has like very simple shapes. Just like some figures, but they're really hard to make out. So I can just make it really generic. Put here. I'm just going to look at the colors and try to place the lights and the darks where I see them. Something like that. Use this dark kind of lock in those figures a little bit. There's a little bit of line work too, so let's see what I want to use there. Maybe, I don't know, I feel like that's too dark. Let me change it up a little. See some like lines here. It's like a reclining figure. Hard to make out here, but I feel like there's a standing figure here. Okay. Keep it very, very loose. Okay. And then I'll put here. Okay, beautiful. I have art history. I can kind of figure out what I'm going to do here. Kind of have an idea. And then I was going to put in here like a summer curriculum or something like that. Let's put it in and see what happens. I think I'll use yellow. We'll see. Have things kind of laid out. I still want to do something for this. I don't have a plan for this one yet, but I do think that I want something that's going to be kind of nature. I just want to like go outside, go outside a little bit more, spend time outside. I have a lot of images that I can use for that. I'm going to try to find something really quick. We have about 15 minutes. So let me see if I have a picture that I can use. And if I do find something, actually let me use, there's this really like cute photo that I had chosen a second yoga photo, and they're like in nature. So I think I'm gonna put that one on there. But I don't think it's posted on the Patreon. So I will post that one on there so that you can view it. I'm realizing this is going to be a lot of yellow, so I'm going to try to combine it with some other colors. Maybe neutralize it a little bit, because this already feels like really, there's a lot of yellow on this side. So I'm going to try to tone it down a little. It's kind of like a rash. I just didn't think about it, and then I started going like, oop, nope, too much of this yellow here. Don't want it to touch that like face there because it's the same color, so I'm gonna try to I don't know, I just don't want that face to blend in with that background there. I think I can also do a little bit of an outline on the figure if I want to later. There's all these like, let me do, there's like a sky. Let me show you the picture. Let me see if I can put this one up here. And that way you can see what I'm drawing. I'm gonna take off this one. Give me a second. I'm just gonna remove this one. This is from our last drawing session where we were drawing roots, root vegetables. This is the one I'm drawing from right now. You see, it's very big. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust. Let's make it smaller. Okay, there. This is the one I'm drawing from. So, and I'll post this one on the same Patreon post so that you can come back and refer to it if you want to include it. And I'm just going to kind of block that in, and I don't want this to have, I mean, it has a lot of blue already really connected, so I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the dark blue. So we'll see what I can do here for these little like tree branches, and I'll put some trees in here. Much of this is going to be that. Let's say all of this is going to be trees. And there's like grass. So I want it to be a little irregular there. I'm going to come back and add some like sky holes to make it feel a little more tree-like. Right now it doesn't look like much. See if we can add some of these little branches. Just leave it kind of like that. Some more here. Let's put it up against the snow cone. I am omitting the people, okay? Just so you know, in case you were wondering where all those people went. People, there's no people. I like to put these little bits of like light kind of peeking through, and I'm not just I mean, they do look like I'm just putting them in randomly, but I am just looking at where I see them in the picture, so I can try to follow what I'm seeing. It's not too, you know, precise, but it is going to just kind of I feel like they're informed. They're informed by their placement, and I hope that it'll make it feel a little bit more, natural. And then I'll add a little bit more of this yellow. See, this is the only, like, we could only do this with these acrylic markers. I mean, they just have so much opacity, and you can see I can just kind of go over that navy blue, which is awesome, I think. And I'm just going to use maybe this. I don't know, I should go so far as to, well, I did it. Kind of give a little bit of an outline to the figure, just so we don't lose the edges, especially here where the hands meet. Also maybe around here where the snow cone comes into play. I think something funky happened there. Let me fix that. This whole spread looks amazing. I especially the art. Thank you so much. That is like a favorite. Let's see. Yeah, I think this kind of helps because we have so many like little things, and I feel like that kind of ties it together. It does feel a little crooked to me, so let me just fix that a little bit. I'll put a little bit of an outline here. I'm gonna use that navy blue or that indigo or whatever they call this color. Call it indigo. I feel like it's nice sometimes to have like a block of some sort that kind of like helps to change the space a little bit. I'm gonna use this. I like to do a little shadow, a little cast shadow, a little drop shadow. And we are coming up on the end of our drawing sesh. So I like to take a minute or two at the end just to kind of look at everything and see if there's something that I feel like I want to add or something that I feel like needs some attention. Like one thing I always look at the end is balance. Like, do I have enough yellow on this side to balance the yellow on that side? I'm also going to use my eraser to remove those pencil marks that I made at the very beginning. And I also will sometimes add in these like, kind of embellishments just to play with empty bits of space. I can add them in. Summer curriculum, putting in a few little star shapes. And let me go over this one too. I feel like this is going to be harder. Let's see if I can. Sometimes when I do this on like script, it makes it harder to read. So the goal is to make it easier to read. So I might have to come back and tweak that a little bit. And although I'm just using marker on today's spread, I think a Prismacolor indigo blue pencil would really be the icing on the cake here. It would be a really nice way to kind of like add a little bit of texture. I'm not going to do that today, but it would be nice. And then sometimes I'll put in like, I like to include some details that will like just remind me, like I can label all of these colors right here so I remember what colors I used. And sometimes I'll use like a pen or something small that I can actually like go around. Do I have a pencil here that I can use? I think so. I do have a Prismacolor pencil. I'm going to try and use that one. I'll find my sharpener. Where did my sharpener go? Here's one. It's not the one I want. Oh wait, here it is. We have these little containers that I keep for my pencils, and I think I was sharpening my what are those things? Oh, the diamond. I was doing bedazzling, right? Because I was recently obsessed with it. It's just so like It's such a fun like thing to do when you just don't want to think about anything and you just want to like zone out. And I was sharpening my wax pencils with that, and it kind of was weird. Like I don't think it's a good idea to do that to a sharpener that you like, that works well for you. Okay, so this is just to kind of make things a little bit more clear in case they are not. But I do enjoy a color pencil texture. So it's just something really nice about that like little texture it leaves behind. And I always like to put, especially when I do things like this, I like to put a date stamp on there. I just want to remember like when I did this. And I mean, does it matter? Not really, but I visually like it, but also I like to remember. So you can see how long ago I used this stamp because it's been a while. But I like that little stamp there. So possibly I'll put in all of these colors and numbers. I also like the aesthetic of that like writing on there too. So I might play with it a little bit more, but yeah, that kind of brings us to the end of the spread, which I like. I think the colors came together. I like that textual element. I feel like this could probably use a little bit of definition just because it feels, I don't know, this kind of feels a little bit, I don't know, lost maybe? Maybe if I bring some of this like line work over here, it will help to like add that small element that I think it needs. So I don't know, I'm gonna do one and see what it looks like. I'll probably do it on the letters there. That might help. It kind of just ties it together. So I try to use the same materials all the way across. So I don't, if I use a color pencil here, I have to bring some over here too. But yeah, I feel like that kind of brings it all together. I mean, I have a little weird, kind of an awkward space here that I can put something in there, but I might not do anything. I kind of like that little visual rest. So this is the spread, right? And it's a little summer curriculum / bucket list. And it's what I'm kind of like hoping to do this summer. And I'd be so curious to see what you put in yours. I would love to see your spread if you ended up making one. And if you haven't done one yet and you'd like to do something like this, this could be, I recommend, if you're just kind of working into your like sketchbook practice, like one drawing every day. You can kind of lay it out one day and then do like one drawing today. Maybe you don't have a lot of time. So if you have like 15 minutes that you have a little bit of time, I love the flexibility of a sketchbook practice because I can just put this in my bag and I can work on it whenever I have a chance. I take usually a handful of markers like this, a limited color. I'll put a little scrunchie around it and put it in my bag. And then that way I can be really flexible with the time and the place that I work. And it gives me a little bit of freedom to, you know, work wherever I am and do as much or as little as I have time for on any given day. So thank you guys so much for joining me. We will do another live stream drawing tomorrow, another creative morning at 10 a.m. Central. I hope you will join me. We'll start a new sketchbook spread. So maybe it'll be that we start a new one and we just kind of block it in. And I will put new pictures up on the Patreon so that you can prepare for it. That might be helpful for you. And kind of seeing in advance what we're going to do. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Thank you, Sarah, for being here. Thank you, everybody, for chatting with me. Thanks for keeping me company on this sketchbook session. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And you just send me comments or questions on Patreon or here even on the comments so that way I can see if you have any questions or anything like that. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.